Now, if you're arrested, it depends on how far you want to go with the arrest. If you're arrested under injunction, that means you're going to be charged with contempt of court, because one single judge has said that yes, accept the city's lawyer's definition that this is a health hazard. Well, we know this is not any more of a health hazard than the rest of Canada. Canada itself is a health hazard. And I would like to remind Gregor Robinson that it wasn't too long ago, when he's worried about violence, that there was a shootout 2 blocks from his house. We know that violence is all over the city. We know that health hazards are all over the city. Some of these buildings down on the east side are fire traps. What are they talking about this being a fire hazard? You know, they just make the law as they go along. But there's this. If you plead not guilty when they arrest you, then they have to give you a trial. You come to trial and you can argue why the charter protects you. And you know what I learned in court? If you represent yourself in court, you make more of an impression on that judge. Because there are so many lawyers, if they get you off, that is their big success. But when you are when you're doing what you're doing here, when you're saying this is unfair, we want a new world, we want a new society, then you have the right and the chance to say this to the judge and to say that you believe injunctions are used for crowd control, and really when you get right down to it, they're actually illegal. Now, when I'm arrested in a logging blockade, these courts consider logging corporations as persons. Like, that logging corporation is a person. And then I'm another person who is preventing these people, or trying to prevent them from making a living. Well, these are multi-billion-dollar corporations. And a sign said in Zuccotti Park that I'll believe a corporation is a person the first time Texas executes one.
Yeah.
And that's,
corporation's sick.
Okay. So this is what you're going to be up against when you go to court. However, this is not a logging operation. You're not keeping anybody from making a living. You're exercising your constitutional rights to free expression and to free assembly. So you have an argument. Find out, read the Section 2B of the Charter. Section 2B, that's all you have to read in order to present a good argument. Because that section, the anointments of that section say that if you're refusing to move, while you're on land that belongs to all of us, then you're not preventing anybody from doing anything. If anybody wants to walk through, they can walk through. So you've got an argument. If you plead guilty, then they will just wash you out of the system. And the court judge will give you, while you do some kind of punishment, but you have to say sorry to the judge. Now, are you sorry that you're here?
No!
Then don't plead guilty, because if you plead guilty, that means that judge is going to ask you, are you sorry for being here? Do you feel you have a right to be here?
Yes!
Do you know about Section 2B of the Constitution that says you have a right to be here?